Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling, home of the best wrestling show of all time, because we bring the boom.
Please don't ever do that again.
Jeez.
I planned that the entire day. As soon as you guys brought it up, I said, I'm bringing the boom. So
You want to
Chris,
do their little dance?
I don't know their dance. That's an honest truth. What's their dance
That's
like?
fair.
Chris, show me the
I'm not-
dance. Show me.
Listen, I still don't even know who these guys are.
Listen,
You guys
all
are
you
further along with knowing who they are than I am.
Cookie. I don't know the stuff. I just know Cookie Crunch or Chicken Parm. That's basically all I know. But I know nothing else about these people except for they bring the boom. I watched a couple YouTube documentaries on them about how they're terrible people. We'll move on from there. It's on there. You can go on the YouTubes and see how terrible this dad is. All right. So we're not there yet. We're not to the main event. That's going to be the main event of the show. We're going to break down the 2024 AEW Full Gear match card and tell you all the winners because it's a very predictable show, in my opinion. But first, we got some WWE action. So, of course, the WWE expert himself, Chris Koffler. So, how was Raw this week? I'm kidding.
It was amazing.
Let's go to Clutch. Dude, what was the best thing you saw from the WWE before this show?
So, like both Raw or SmackDown?
Or NXT? I know you like.
Or
I know you watch
NXT.
NXT.
I mean, NXT. You know, I always say some good shit about NXT. Women's division is fucking on fire. Sorry, Bobby. That's one. But no, it's on fire. They're doing good. Men's division needs a lot of work though. Chase U died, so pour one out. No, but yeah, the obvious most the cool thing that happened is more bloodline stuff. Roman Reigns looking all sad, like in my picture right here. Tried to call the Wiseman, and the most Law and Order type ending I've ever seen in my life, where he just apparently Paul didn't pay his phone bill, or the other one, which they smashed his phone like 6 months ago, so he still doesn't have one. Poor guy doesn't get paid enough.
Yo, I mean, come on. Listen, I think it was cool because you have to remember it's a television show. If you heard this, like you said on Law and Order, you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's cool. But since it's wrestling, we kind of pick it apart, I feel like, because we feel like these are real life people. But no, they're characters on a TV show. At the end of the day, like, I don't think people look at it that way. We look at it, oh, that's Roman Reigns. No, that's Joe playing Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So I think it's a TV show. It worked pretty well because how else are you just gonna do the lame thing where he call Paul Heyman? I guess it could have went straight to voicemail. If we left the show thinking Paul sent him straight to voicemail, that'd be, I don't know, but I like the way it ended. I think it was pretty cool. Chris, were you able to watch this clip?
No, I have not seen this clip, only from what you guys have told me about it.
They're just dejected. They're down. They don't know who their fifth member is going to be. They're trying to recruit Seth freaking Rollins. They're trying to recruit anyone that will be the fifth member. And Seth said, no way, under any circumstances, stop asking. I'm not going to team up with Roman Reigns. Clutch, do you think this is going to remain true?
No, I still think in my heart of hearts, I want there to be this misdirection where we all think it's going to be Seth. And to the point where Seth even kind of goes, okay, I'll join. But then there's this like last minute switch, which because I strongly believe like this last member has to have some connection to Paul Heyman. And just Seth doesn't have that. So, yeah.
I think I know who's going to be the guy. And I don't like it. But this man debuted or returned 1 year ago.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Punk's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to be the fifth member. This makes sense. I didn't think it made sense about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but I've been reading some things online. I've been hearing some people say some things, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Chris, have you heard any of these rumors of CM Punk being the fifth member, and would it make sense to you? If you haven't heard it, I'll explain it.
No, I haven't heard it, but let me ask you this before you jump into that. If that's the case, if it is CM Punk or whatever, do you still feel the way you did last week where we had Bloodline versus Bloodline and we're just throwing two people in there? If it does end up being Bronson Reed, CM Punk, do you still feel like that waters it down a little bit, or are you happy with it?
It waters it down for sure. I'm not,
Okay.
I'm stuck in the situation where this is where we're at. They want to do 5 versus 5. This is where we're at. So we have to just,
Okay.
it'd be so much better if it was 4-on-4, in my opinion. But so the rumors are in Clutch. I'm sure you heard these as well, or like, fan fiction or whatever it may be. So correct me if I'm doing something wrong, if I missed something. The last we saw Paul Heyman and CM Punk together, they were in a ring, right? Clutch, they were doing a promo together.
Yep. The famous "Take Me With You" thing.
Take me with you. And CM Punk is friendly with Paul. That he showed that on air on television, so he's friendly with Paul still, and Paul is friendly with CM Punk. The last thing we saw of CM Punk on SmackDown was him calling Solo a fake Uso or whatever. The other guys maybe fake Usos. I forgot what it was. But he was pretty much dissing, Solo because it was in Chicago, and Solo was pissed off that, hey, I'm the tribal chief. They acknowledge me. This is my city. And CM Punk's like, Chicago is my city. So I just think that connection and that little interaction is going to be their way of getting CM Punk in this match. And then on top of that, now he's showing up Seth Rollins, who didn't take the match. And now he's showing him, hey, I'll work with anybody. I'll do whatever. I'm here to do the job. If they need me or whatever, I'll be the better man and do this. Seth, sorry, you're not as good as me, or whatever the case may be. And that can lead into their feud going into WrestleMania. I think that's the direction. Did you hear anything else, Clutch?
No, you hit that on the head. And I think the reason I like this, and I said I like CM Punk in this match because of all these connections that you mentioned. He's cool with Jay. I think we've seen that on Raw a few times. He's cool with Sammy. I'm pretty sure there was a segment or something, but I don't want to. But whatever. And he's like, and you want to like progress storyline, and that's how you do it. He steps on Seth's toes. Maybe Seth's about to do it, or he hesitates too much, waits too long. Then you get the ladies and gentlemen. Paul comes out. Oh, I found a fifth member. Cult of personality, all that. Mm-hmm. So I think in like terms of helping progress like storylines, I like it, and I think that's the direction they want to go, but we'll see.
It's going to be thinking about it logistically and actually CM Punk the performer. Do you even want to see him in one of these matches? Because it seems like anytime he's in a big match, I know recently he's been fine in his last 2 matches or whatever, but man, I don't want to see this man get hurt again in this kind of match. I guess WWE's more safe than other promotions. Like their war games are kind of mild towards considered, compared to a blood and guts, right? Chris, you would say that blood and guts is way more extreme, way over the top. Doesn't need to be done, by the way. I'm not saying it's better, but I guess war games is a little bit more tame. I bet you we'll get more action in the women's than we do in the men's.
Yeah, War Games is more of a, I guess, for the men at least, in the last few years, has been more of a, I guess, a storyline-driven match where it's more about the dramatics, I guess, and where you had Randy last year, the Bloodline Part 1 the year before that. So things like that. The women usually are the ones that do the more crazy things, with especially like Io Sky or Io Sarai or whatever, jumping off cages, putting trash cans on herself, and just launching herself. Awesome. So, I think that's how it is just now. It's going to be tame, and I think Punk can handle it. He handled Hell in a Cell pretty well. So
yep, he did.
And this is going to be the first time, if I'm not mistaken, since Punk has returned, that he's going to cross paths, this time I guess as a teammate, with Roman. And I think that's something they want to do eventually. It's not soon, but eventually.
Well, he mentioned it in his little interview with what's his face? What's that guy's name? Sam Roberts? Was that dude?
Bald guy?
Yeah, the bald dude. Who was that dude?
Well,
the guy on the pre-show.
Damn it.
The pre-show dude. I don't watch the pre-show, but I've seen him on there a couple times. I'm not a mark, Chris. I don't watch the pre-show. I'm not Clutch. No, I'm kidding. Do you watch the pre-show? Are you into the interviews? You know what? I lie. I do like to see Big E. So sometimes if I'm bored, I'll throw it on there because Big E's on there now.
Yeah, I have nothing else going on before the show. I'll put on the pre-show, but I'll just have it on, I guess, as like background noise.
Yeah. Just so you know what's going on, right? Anyway, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. I legit forgot I know what our subject was, but what was I getting into?
War Games Roman.
Roman, yes,
yeah.
the interview with what's his face. CM Punk did say there's going to be a time where him and Roman face off because they were talking about Netflix and the premiere, and so yeah, he's got plans with all these guys. I think even CM Punk's going to have another feud with Cena, so CM Punk's going to hit every single person out there, and I'm excited for it. Chris, you should jump aboard. It's honestly WrestleMania season, like it's already starting now, so you should come on over.
It's only November.
Yeah, and everything's getting heated up. It's awesome right now. Everything is getting ready for WrestleMania. WrestleMania is going to be Cody Rhodes versus who, Clutch? Probably Randy Orton at this pace because we're going to probably see Roman Reigns and Rock.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on who or if he comes out after War Games, because I don't think he's in the match anymore. The Rock. But if he comes out after War Games, you can get that story started. I saw another rumor, but that's probably for the Royal Rumble pre-show or whatever we do later on down the line, where he can use his executive power and be the 31st entrant and some crazy things like that.
They're stealing gimmicks from AEW. Real clever.
Mm-hmm.
The EVPs, right? He's going to be the new EVPs.
Hey man, director of the board.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty stupid. I would hate that. I would hate that so much. I don't think Rock's. I said this before. I think Rock was going to beat Cody for the title, and then Roman was going to. I don't think that anymore. I don't think Rock's holding that title. I think it would look bad.
I just think you have to do Rock and Cody before you do Rock and Roman. And my thing is, when are you going to do Rock and Cody then?
The Rumble, right? That
Probably make the most sense.
Like Cody's not wrestling at Survivor Series unless they're going to add it on Friday, which is a very AEW thing to do. Like why would they add it so late? I'm being serious, Chris. That's very late. Like I have the card showed for full gear. On Collision they're going to add 7 more matches. You just know they do it every single time.
They will. They will. We're going to go through it later, and yeah, they'll definitely add some more that we didn't even talk about.
But I don't think they should put Cody on the show. I think Cody should be off the show. Clutch, what do you think? You think him and KO should have like an unsanctioned match or a hardcore match or lights out match?
I don't know what they could do. Maybe they could.
Why are you laughing, Chris? Hold on. Why are you laughing? That's a legit thing. They have unsanctioned. They're doing new things over there. Well, do they really
do that?
No, but
over in WWE.
No, but they keep on saying like Kevin Owens used a banned move. Well, if they have an unsanctioned match, this goes in. See, that's how storytelling works, Chris.
But you're just naming off all these AEW stipulation matches.
Well, because Cody's built that place, and he's going to WWE, and he's helping them. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Clutch.
It's good. Maybe like a segment. I don't know how they get to it where they just brawl during Survivor Series at some point during the show, and then set up their match for. I think it's set for Saturday night's main event.
Yeah,
and then just do that. Maybe have a nice little violent brawl between them, and then that's it. I don't think he needs to be on the show, which is weird enough because it's supposed to be one of the big 4 pay-per-views, but I don't think he needs to because there's already a lot going on in this show.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Is Gunther wrestling somebody? Damian Priest, or is that
Damian
Saturday
Priest.
night? Or is
That's
that Survivor Series? Oh wow. See, I was thinking about it. They have 2 War Games matches. That's gonna be like an hour each, right? It's got to be an hour each. That's 2 hours. Then you have the Gunther match. That's gonna be 20 minutes. Then you have the Women's United States Championship match. That's going to be about 15 minutes, you would think. Like, you don't want to jam-pack the show. That's all I'm saying. You open the show with the women's War Games. You end the show with the men's, and a little sandwich of a couple title matches in between. That's perfect. That's what I want to see in a wrestling match or a pay-per-view, PLE.
You can still have Cody and do a little 10-minute segment, brawl, whatever. Yeah. The crowd gets to see him, maybe get a whoa out of it,
Yeah. Whoa. Thanks, guys. Do you think they do that in the shows, like every show? Like, all right, guys, one more whoa. And Cody's like, oh,
probably.
I remember going to a live event. It was here, and they would at the end. He was the main event, obviously, and they would just play Kingdom on repeat for like 30 minutes, and it was just whoa after whoa after whoa.
I can imagine. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? It's like the time that they just
one or two.
Well, yeah, like when they played Wild Thing forever the first time. Like at first, I was like, okay, cool. Then every single match they do that. They always play it over and over and over. It's fine. Anyway, Was that it for WWE? Oh no, there's some more in WWE. The women's War Games match. Women's War Games. So Chris, it's the bad girl side, which is Nia Jax,
Mhm.
Candice LeRae. Of course, she's a big player now. Liv Morgan, of course, she's the leader. And is it Clutch? I'm struggling here. Is
Raquel?
it? Oh yeah, Raquel, and then the Tiffy
Mhm.
time. So we got Nia and Tiffy, Raquel and Liv, and then the standalone of Candice LeRae, who's kind of hanging around with Nia Jax because
Yeah.
I think she wants to be best friends with Nia Jax. And on the women's side, you have Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. They came out with Naomi, and they said, "We got a surprise partner." And then it was Io Sky, and I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's awesome." And then Liv Morgan's like, "You're missing somebody," and I'm like, "Okay, here's Liv Morgan. All right, here's Rhea Ripley." And then Rhea Ripley came out and freaking popped, and it was awesome. And she has a face mask on now, like the Undertaker, like Cody. And she headbutted what's her face and said, "War Games." So they're gonna have a War Games match.
Yes. Dashing Rhea Ripley.
Apparently she's gonna wrestle with the mask. So are you excited for this awesome story-driven blood feud?
I was just about to ask that. Is there much of a strong enough story for this one, or are they just doing it because it's the pay-per-view? The PLE. Yeah.
Yes, it's to
It's
me.
mashing 2 or
that's-
3 stories into one match,
Yeah.
basically. That's what it is.
I wish-
We just
I
criticize
hope-
Vince for doing Hell in a Cell over and over and over for no reason. I don't want
I was-
Triple H to do it.
I was just about to say, like, I hope that Triple H gets away from that. Like, just because it's that time of the year, we have to force a match together. Now, where does it say there has to be a men's and a women's? If the story isn't there, don't force the match.
It's a weird thing to say, but I feel like even like the Wyatts and what they're doing with the Final Testament has more of a claim to War Games than this match does, because they were like going at it. At least there's something behind that where they're just attacking each other and whatever. But yeah, this is just putting 2-3 different feuds together, because the tag titles, both women's titles, just putting it all together and doing a match. It's probably going to be good. I think Io Sky's in it. And Candice, if you've ever seen any of her War Game stuff where she was in NXT, she really showed, she was like MVP of those War Games matches. So I expect her to have a strong performance. And I think I want this match to be saved by Tiffany Stratton. I think she's going to catch in during the match. There's 2 champions inside a cage that are going to be knocked out.
She's going
Okay.
to cash in the match, but who?
Exactly. There's going to be a spot. We'll come back to this. They're both laid out because they went through some terrible spot because of I don't know who. And then she's going to be right in between both of them, and she's going to make a choice. It's going to be Nia. But yeah.
Oh man,
That
You
would
think
give
she
the match
walk-
some purpose there. So I like that.
like what? How cool would it be if she's like, "I won!" Like right, and she just climbs out of the cage. Peace. Like whatever. I'm out. Like I'm the champion.
Exactly. I think that'd be really cool. I
It'd be
mean,
cool.
it would save the match, because right now there's not really much interest into it.
Yeah, and that would put a little bit of something behind it other than the wrestling itself. So
Hey,
I like that idea. That's a
Clutch.
great idea.
In 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, your Chris is gonna say, "You never called that, Clutch. You never called that." And never
No,
you
we actually have
clearly
proof.
called it.
Listen, Josh is the king of calling things after they happen.
No, I call things as they come. Anyway, so that's the women's War Game match. What else is happening? There's nothing else happening that we can talk about in WWE world. Am I correct?
Not really.
I got some opinions we didn't go through. Tyson, Paul, did anyone watch it?
I tried to watch it.
There's my point.
I tried.
That's my
Nope.
point.
Didn't even try.
Okay, you couldn't. I at least
I heard.
Depends on who you talk to, right? Some people say they had no problem. People like me. Some people said it was buffering, or if it was going slow, or the audio was behind. Or there's people like me who just had a black screen. I just had a black screen for 20 minutes.
I had zero interest in watching that match because in some regards, it reminded me of the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, where it was hyped up and you have one person much younger and you have an older person past their prime.
Mhm.
And I remember, I think I paid for that fight, and I was so mad that I did because it was such a boring fight. And I was like, this just feels like part 2 of that fight. I'm not even going to waste my time with it. And then I forgot about it, that it was even on. And I woke up the next morning and saw all the comments that most people couldn't see it. And what they could see after like into the second round, it was a terrible fight. And I was like, well, that's about what I expected.
The most memorable part of that night was Tyson's butt cheeks.
Yep. That's what I heard and saw.
So, yeah, I didn't. I'm more like Chris and you, I guess, in between, because I turned it on right at 8. I wanted to see the prelims. I wanted to see, what kind of disasters, what kind of clown
They had some
shows
good
they're gonna see.
fights. I'm
I
not gonna
heard.
lie. Yeah.
I heard, and I wanted to see it because I like to see stuff like that. Like, yes, crisp boxing is cool, like they're really crisp, but I want to see some sloppy, like backyard UFC style, like boxing. And I don't know if it was like that. I didn't see it. I didn't. So it just was 25% on my screen with a red circle for 20 minutes straight, from 8 to 8:20.
It was so basically you felt the frustration that I do for every AEW pay-per-view. That's exactly what it's like for me
Yes, but I would
on Bleacher Report.
I would hit circle on my PlayStation controller, hit X to get back into it. It would I would see a picture of someone, and then black screen, 25% circle. I did that for 20 minutes straight, and I said, I'm just gonna watch something else. And then I never looked back. The next morning came, and I said, oh shit, there was a fight last night, because that's how little I cared. But I was able enough to watch it because it's Tyson, bro. Tyson.
Now imagine if you paid $60 for that.
I would never pay $60 for that.
I'm just saying, for the times I buy the pay-per-view and it doesn't even work.
Oh yeah. Your AEW stuff. Yeah.
Had to fight for get my money back last time.
Yep. Well, that problem's gonna be gone pretty soon, I think. Or I think
all,
it already
all
is.
I'm saying is that they have 40 days to get that shit right.
That was my point. But they're
WWE.
not. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to. That was freaking me out, because I think that was Netflix's first time trying to stream. Then they got a football game coming up, don't they?
That is actually, I know this only from my wife. They've tried streaming before. They did the show Love is Blind. She watches that show. They
Okay.
did a live
Sure she does.
reunion on Netflix, and it did the same thing. It
Oh.
crashed. Nobody could watch it. And I would think that the Tyson fight was a much bigger deal than the Love is Blind reunion. That's got a whole following there, but still not as many people know about it as Tyson. And it couldn't keep up with that either. So this just shows that it's still a problem. So it's been a problem for them. And yeah, I'm wondering, if it's going to be an issue come that first Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of, because the first night's going to be the biggest. They're going to have everybody on that show.
Yeah.
Like, the confirmed list is crazy, and you can even imagine the non-confirmed people that are going to be on that show.
I expect some legends. I expect some big names. I expect Cena to open the show. He has to.
It's the beginning of the tour, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he has to open the show. As soon as dun happens and we hear the Netflix introduction and whatever, who's singing the song again?
It's going to be Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. I like him, so I'm okay with Travis Scott. It's cool. I prefer some death metal, but it is what it is. 2024. I get it. Well, it's going to be Cena. Dun. And then I think they should set up that big food with Gunther. Am I wrong there, Clutch? Because I think that's where it needs to go right away. I think it needs to go there right away.
Right away? I think you start with Cena probably, and I think he probably declares for the Rumble. I think that's where they're going to go, and I think you get Cena Gunther at WrestleMania.
I guess. See, yeah, I guess we have different plans for Cena. I guess because I don't want him to be in a headline match at WrestleMania. Right? I'd rather him lose to Gunther, be discouraged, do the whole John Cena thing where you have to never give up, right? Hustle, loyalty, respect. Have him lose, be humbled, and then on his way back, I want to see him win the title. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I want to see him win a title. I do. But I want to see him work for it, because that's the chase is always the best. And you can't start a chase until you get beat down. So if he goes out and wins the Rumble right away, to me, it's like, are you playing on easy mode? That's just my thought, but it could be wrong. I could like that process, Clutch. I could like that way too. I just, as a person, I like the knock him down and bring him back up.
No, but like WrestleMania or now, like I still have like zero like expectation of him actually winning the title against Gunther right away.
Okay.
So that's still happening down the road. I'm just saying, I don't even know if he wins the Rumble. Maybe there's something where there's an altercation like with him in backstage or something, and then I don't know, Kaiser throws him out, some bullshit like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Makes him go through it. They end up with the match anyways. Whoever wins the Rumble does their thing, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, either way, yeah, I'm okay with it as long as we get Gunther and Cena. I'm down because I think that's a great match. Chris, what would you like to see? Him and The Rock right away? Who's your favorite? Stone Cold,
Yes,
Mankind.
yeah, bring them all out. Let's do a WrestleMania 2000 style Fatal 4-Way. Bring them all out.
That'd be awesome. I can't wait. It's gonna be the greatest. Remember, Chris? Listen, Clutch. I don't think you understand the pain we have to deal with in Tampa. When Raw used to come here, it always Legends Night, always Legends Night, and those shows suck. So we're always at Raw every single freaking Legends Night. Like, all right, who wins? Curly, Hulk Hogan. All right, like we gotta watch X-Pac. Cool, bro. Like it sucked every single time.
It was just them coming out to their music and just, hey, thanks for watching Raw. Okay, bye. Bring out the next legend.
I hate Legend Night. I hope Netflix doesn't do that the first night. They can't do that.
No, that would be awful.
Do we see Taker? Clutch, do we see Taker?
I don't think we do. But now that you say it, like in my head, I'm like, that would maybe, because the gong's always going to get a reaction. So
always
maybe. I mean, they have because I think they're running 3 hours, right?
They said anywhere between 2 and 3, didn't they? I didn't know if there's a certain time.
They might actually just have the liberty to just go as long as they need to.
Are they going to be commercial free on Netflix?
I doubt
probably
it.
Get ads.
How could you not have? I don't know how that's going to work because I don't stream, guys. I don't stream my sports unless I have to. Like tonight, I prefer not to watch Thursday Night Football because I don't want to stream anything. I think it's awful. I'm old. But I don't know how do they.
Such a boomer thing to say.
Well, did you see what just happened? I couldn't watch a fight. Do you see what happens to you? You can't watch Police Report, AEW. Like it happens. It happens. I hate. Plus, you can't channel surf. Like I was talking to someone about this. I channel surf between Raw and Monday Night Football. 32 and 27. 32, 27. If the Mannings are on, it's 32, 28. How fucking annoying is it going to be when sorry, Bobby, if I grab my controller, input 1, 2, by the time my TV goes to the screen, oh, cool, now I can watch one play of Monday Night Football. Wait, I better hit input 1, 2. Now we're back to the Netflix input. Dude, fuck that. Sorry, Bobby. That sucks. When I can just hit last. Boom, 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 boom.
So you just don't want to watch things over different platform. It's not necessarily the streaming. It's the different platforms.
The streaming gets in the way. It just slows down my process. Clutch, am I making sense?
I feel very bad for your first world problem right now.
I don't really channel surf though, so.
Oh, damn. See?
Because I'll just go on my phone if I need to see anything else.
That's what I do.
Dude, we got History Channel. I'm hitting Pawn Stars on the commercial breaks.
So I'm like on Sundays when I'm watching my football, if I want to watch Red Zone and I want to watch the Bucks game, I'll put one of them on my phone and I'll put the other one on my TV.
You might just have to get with the 2-screen experience.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Get some picture in picture. Come on,
that's not happening. That's not. I'm an old soul, as they say. I prefer cable TV. All right, let's talk AEW. Something else I used to prefer. We have a Full Gear match card. It was not Revolution like I thought it was last week. It's Full Gear, Chris.
So I was about to ask, do you have the right match card pulled up?
I freaking hope so. We have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. We only have 9 matches. That's light work for AEW.
Only 9 so far.
Only.
Yeah, that's light. That's light.
There's still Collision to go. Is Rampage done?
No.
Did that stop yet? Or that's still okay. So we could still get some matches on Rampage, some more on Collision, and then some more announced on Twitter. We still have room for another 6 matches to be announced between.
You never
now
know.
and
Tony Khan might have a dream. Commander versus Jay White. We're gonna do
Jay White's already on the card.
Commander versus
Grandpa.
Yes, Ishii or whatever that guy's name was. Gosh, why do I gotta watch Ishii every week? All right, so I actually watched Dynamite Live last night
For an hour.
for an hour. That's enough. That was enough. That was really bad. It was bad television. It was bad everything. Clutch, did you see anything at all?
Yeah, sure. I'm a big fan. Always
Did
watch.
you see the Mercedes spot?
Oh God.
Did you see the
I
Mercedes
think I
Monet
did see the
spot?
clip. I think I saw a clip. Was it the backbreaker thing or
Yes.
whatever?
Yes.
The worst.
That was
The
bad.
worst 15 minutes of AEW every week.
Wasn't she supposed to be good?
That's what someone on this show told me. I can't remember who, but
Guys.
somebody on this show told me 1 million viewers per week, guaranteed. A lot.
They do between Collision, Dynamite,
roll back the clip?
Rampage. They get YouTube. If you put all that together, they get 1 million views per week.
Who is
Yeah,
this Mercedes woman?
Dude, she's the worst. Like, what happened to her? I'm being
Where's
like,
Sasha Banks?
what? Yes. Is that her gimmick? That's what I'm starting to think. I think her gimmick is just I'm so bad at wrestling, but I think I'm good.
And you got to do the dance.
Yeah, whatever she does. It's all she
The
does.
toddler dance. It's so bad.
What I'm more upset about, Chris, is Camille and how they're treating her like a complete moron. Did you ever see Diesel in his days take these spots, acting like a moron, getting hit in the head with chairs, getting beat up by two baby faces? Sheeta, wherever she came from, welcome back, Sheeta. You're once Tony Khan pays you $4 million to show up twice a year. It's awesome. Why was she there? Chris, did you watch that spot?
I did. It was bad. Mercedes is the worst.
They're all the
And
worst.
They're all the worst, but it's completely unwatchable. I think what happened though is just again, she was allowed to do whatever she wants to do. And this is it. This is her unfiltered. This is your girl. You've been saying it's the best.
That's not my girl, dude. She's not. I moved on like last year. We talked about this. Clutch, you know my new girl. You know who I'm rooting for.
It was like 3 weeks ago that you finally admitted defeat.
Yeah, I moved on. I got a new one. I got a new favorite women's wrestler, and she's going to be the world champion very soon when she gets called up. Jada Parker is going to dominate the WWE for years to come.
You already know.
You already know.
You already know.
See, me and Clutch know this. We know this, dude. Get on the bandwagon. So Sasha, Mercedes, whoever you want to call her, she's out of here. She's no longer
officially done. Okay, I guess I can't rag on you for that anymore then. Now that you're not still trying to hype her up.
No, she's Rashad Bateman. She's Aaron Rodgers. She's over the hill. She's someone that I used to want to be in my life.
She's said it, not me.
She's Shaquille O'Neal on the Celtics.
Yes, there's that. She's Shaquille O'Neal on the Celtics. I can't think of a failure Buck that went over to the Bucks, but you get my point, Chris. Is there any failure Bucks that ever signed with you guys? Because the Dolphins have a lot.
People that came here and did awful.
Yeah, like big ones. Like Dante Culpepper was awful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Clutch knows our pain. Guys,
you remember Mike Wallace?
No, because
that's his Dave, Dirtbag Dave, if you're watching this, Mike Wallace. We talked about Mike Wallace in fantasy because he was decent in fantasy. And we're like, what's his name? Seneca Wallace, freaking we said every name. We couldn't think of his name. That's so crazy you just said that. Yes, Mike Wallace.
But
he was good.
No, I don't think there was any real big because the only big name that's ever really come here was Brady. Most big names stay away from here.
Which is odd. Mike Wallace was good, Clutch. We got to fight about that.
I mean,
he helped me win a fantasy team or championship. Literally in the championship.
If you're just talking fantasy, I guess, but like
in fantasy, he was
life as a Dolphins fan. Like,
yeah, I know. We had a lot of busts come over here, but it's okay. We move forward. To AEW, let's break down this card as best we can. We have the pre-show match, Big Boom AJ with Big Justice. See, this is where they're missing. They're missing versus QT Marshall.
What are we missing?
This would have been a perfect spot for -1. We could have seen some kid-on-kid action. We could have seen
what?
Fights like, oh, I got, whatever. Like, why do we have Q2 Marshall? We could have had like
could have had 2 kids.
No, you know what I
wrestling.
mean? Like someone could like,
Oh, my
Big
goodness.
Justice is like, F that -1 kid, he sucks, right? I'm gonna get my dad to beat him up. Like we could have had some angle, like what something. I don't know why they're fighting.
You suggesting 2 kids should wrestle on TV?
Not wrestle, just like
on a pay-per-view, even if
Hey.
it's pre-show.
Listen, if it gets views, as Vince says, it's good to go. He did it with Ray's kid, Dominic. Look how he turned out. Perfect.
Oh yeah, didn't they have Bobby Lashley put the Hurt Lock on like Goldberg's like 17-year-old son?
Yeah, Gage.
Yes.
Perfectly fine. He's great. Good guy. Good kid.
Is that -1 like 12?
I don't know how old is Big Justice.
13?
How old's the Rizzler?
The
Who is the
Rizzler.
Rizzler? Who are these people? Why are they famous? I'm just now hearing about them. And why are they in AEW?
I don't know. This is one of those spots where I was telling you pre-show, even though it's pre-show, this is one of those spots that I was telling you where they're bringing in 2 people or 1 person. Nobody cares. This is what I've been saying. They're filling out these match cards or shows with people we don't care about when they could be progressing storylines. Don't care about this match. Probably Big Boom's going to win and nobody's going to care.
Does the Rizzler interfere?
I hope. Rizzler's going to do a stunner.
Dude,
A Canadian destroyer.
These
There
guys
you go.
these guys were at the Knicks game coming out to entrances. Now that might not be a big deal to most people, and it's not to me because I don't care about basketball, but they're that big that the New York Knicks are like, you know what? We got to get Big Boom a jersey and have him run out at halftime or whatever and play a game. Like, did you guys see that? Did you guys know about that?
No.
I did because I did some research on these idiots, these clowns. Like, they're that big, though. I don't know who the fuck they are. So who's this for? I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not a TikTok guy. We're
Yeah.
wrestling fans. We're sickos.
I'm
I just
just
don't know
wondering.
who this is for.
Oh, here you go. Before here, I'm going to send this to you. Clutch, we were talking about this beforehand. I was looking up Rizzler, but it was the other guy, the AJ whatever. He was. I don't understand why was he Costco guy AJ currently ranked #1 ranked wrestler of all time on Cage Match? Why?
I don't know.
Because Tony Khan asked them.
He did it pretty please.
No,
I'll plug your show. I'll plug your website.
Oh wait, Josh, you know what's the funny thing? They did a thing with the Dolphins right before the season went to shit.
These
And-
guys did?
Yeah, they did a.
Oh
I think they did a thing with Tua right before the concussion, and like I hate them for this.
Yes, they suck. I don't like these guys. I just don't. Anything I've seen about them, for real, I'm not even joking. Like
just terrible people.
It's just the way, like, I just don't like how people exploit their kids like that. That's all.
Yep.
It's just not good.
But hopefully this is one and done, and we never see or hear from them again.
Yep. All right. Next match. You know, your biggest draw, your biggest competitor in a nothing match versus Roddy Strong, MJF versus Roderick Strong. It's not going to be a triple threat match. Why would it be a triple threat match? There's no championship on the line. So that was really odd to me, Chris, this entire time. So like, Roddy and Cole want to win 3 matches. They have a triple threat match against MJF so they can beat each other up too. And where the winner gets nothing. Wouldn't that then be a handicap match since they both want to kick MJF's ass?
Yeah, that's
Stupid
probably why they didn't do it.
Stupid booking.
Listen, they made it. We thought it was heading for a triple threat match, and then they changed direction.
They needed to because at that point it would be a handicap match.
Yeah. But they made it look like both guys were just going to make it through because everyone makes it through MJF's gauntlet of 3 people. And finally someone got stopped. So they did something slightly different.
That's not the first time they've done that. Adam Page got his title shot taken away where we didn't think it was going to happen. Remember that a long time ago?
From
Yeah.
the MJF gauntlet?
No, but I'm just in general. Every time someone's like, "Oh, you got to put that on the line," and usually they win, right? Always in wrestling. That's just wrestling 101. They did it twice now. They did it with Cole, and then they did it with Page about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay. That's fine. You eventually have to do the same thing. That's a 4-year difference.
Either way, do you care about this match?
I mean, MJF always puts on really good matches. I think from a wrestling standpoint, it'll be a really good match. And I was going to say that about this entire card. There have been other pay-per-views going into it where storyline wise it's lacking, and then the wrestling, because this is where the best wrestle, so they can make up for it sometimes.
Oh,
They
sorry,
can-
Bobby.
they will make up for it and have a really good show.
I think they're gonna have a great wrestling show. I just
The
don't
wrestling
care
will be
about
good.
the winners though. I just so if you go to, I mean, we're gonna go down this card, but if you go to War Games Survivor Series, I care about those stories and how they end and how they
Yep.
progress. These I don't care if MJF beats Strong. I don't care. I don't care if Strong beats MJF. I don't care if Adam Cole interferes. I don't care about anything that happens in the story. Like that's
Yeah.
what it's missing. So MJF, what's up, Justin? Thanks for tuning in. We're going through the AEW card. So this is the comedy portion. We got I think that's big. Who is, I don't know who that is.
That's the Rizzler.
That's the Rizzler. Okay. That's the Rizzler. So we got the Riz Master. We're talking AEW.
The Riz Master.
He should be the special referee. I don't know. I don't know. Who is this for?
He's the fifth man.
One
for
company
Team
gets
Roman.
Stephen Amell. One company gets, Bob Barker. One company gets Mike Tyson. One company gets the fucking Rizzler. Sorry, Bobby. Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Again, for what? What are we doing here? I don't know the feud. Is it just next man up the ladder, like a rankings based match? I don't understand why they're mad at each other.
It'll be a good match. It's Jay White. It's Hangman Adam Page. Listen, I know their stories haven't been the best.
Why are they mad at each other? Can anyone tell me? Justin, could you tell me in the chat, why are they mad at each other? Did someone sleep with each other's girlfriend? Did someone burn down a house? Did somebody kick someone's dog? Why are they mad at each other? That's what wrestling is. Hey, Clutch, why is Roman mad at Solo?
Head of the table, buddy.
Why is Solo mad at Roman?
Being neglected all those years.
We know these things. Why was CM Punk mad at Drew McIntyre? We know these things. I said you don't need to answer that one.
Took his bracelet.
Why?
He took his jewelry.
Why
Insulted his dog.
Why is Jay White mad at Hangman Adam Page? There we go. So we have a AEW Tag Team Championship match. Private Party are the champions. Cool. Versus the Outrunners, who I kind of like. And the Kings of the Black Throne, who I really like, versus the Acclaimed.
No call on them if you like them or don't like them.
Who?
I said no call on if you like them or don't like them.
Acclaimed?
Yeah.
They'd be more interesting if they turn heel.
No.
They'd be more interesting if they turn heel and joined the Hurt Syndicate or something fun. They'd be more fun.
No.
I don't like this. I don't like them as baby faces anymore. I think it's dried out. I think they were mega hot.
They were.
And they just died out as the interest drew out because they were honestly a one gimmick team. They didn't have much depth to them. I think because they were baby faces. I think adding them as heels, making them as heels would make them get the layers back.
Exciting again. It would be kind of like how the Usos were a few years ago. They had their babyface run. It kind of went stale. They turned them heel, and they've been great ever since.
Yeah, that'd be that. Heels run the show. So the winner of this match, do not care. Justin says that Hangman screwed Jay White in a match not long ago.
There you go.
There you go. I don't know what kind of match. If it was a title match, I don't know if it was a. Either way, hey, I'd be pretty mad at you, Chris, or you, Clutch, if you guys messed up my match. TBS. This is the banger of the match. 5 stars, guaranteed. 5-star is the floor.
This is the nap match right here.
Yeah, this is
where you do your laundry, you go to the bathroom, you leave the house.
Nia Jax is more interesting than the TBS champion Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. You got to take this title from Mercedes. You have to take the title from her.
They should have swerved in the beginning and not given it to her because we could all see where this was going.
This has to get taken from her.
Yes, it needs to. They need to take it away from her, take her off screen.
Reset.
reset, hard reset.
Come
They
back
need
with
to.
purple hair, long purple hair, right? Say you're a boss, and then we're good. Just go back to your old gimmick.
Yeah.
It works for everybody. It's working for Bobby Lashley. He's one of the hottest wrestlers on AEW because he looks like $1 billion. I don't know.
Do they just need to get her a manager that talks on her behalf so she could just not talk anymore?
But who would you use?
I don't know. They need to figure out something, or barely let her talk. Let her say like one-liners, and that's it. Nothing more.
It's the acting. Remember, did you see this video clutch where they hit Statlander and she came out? She's like, "Oh my god, I told you not to do that!" Like she's just so bad. Did you see that clip?
I did not.
You're lucky. You're one of the lucky ones. I know Chris saw it. It's just she's not as good as she thinks she is, and it sucks, man, because she was so good over there.
Yeah.
She was like the best. She was on her way to a hall. She's no longer a Hall of Famer. In my eyes, she's not. It's not a legend.
If she would have just held on for just a little bit to go into the Triple H era, I think the conversation would be so much different on her career.
It would be, but man, that was hard to say to hold out for that because we never knew when it was coming. It just looked like Vince was never going to go away.
And you know what? You can say Kevin Owens stayed, and these guys say, look, men have a lot longer shelf life than women wrestlers. Let's be honest. We're talking about AJ Lee coming back, and she's probably the same age as us. I don't know how old she is. I have no idea. But, you know, if she was a regular wrestler, like not a regular, I guess a men's wrestler, sorry for being sexist there, Bobby, she'd probably still be wrestling. But women's wrestling careers end early for some reason. I don't know what it is.
No.
I don't know. Look at Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is probably never coming back.
Which I don't understand what happened there.
She had a baby. Then she went on Twitter and said that she had skin cancer. She had whatever. She had a whole bunch of stuff that happened to her. So I understand. But is she ever going to come back? We don't know. No one knows.
Yeah, I did see her post or someone else posting about her wanting to come back.
Yeah, I would love for her to come back. But again, Nikki Bella, look at her. Like she was. Don't laugh at me, Clutch. Nikki Bella was good at the very end of her career.
Okay.
Stop. She was good. She was interesting. She was entertaining.
Name one good match from Nikki Bella.
The one where she did the rack attack in 1, 2, 3.
Against who?
Name one good. Hold on, I got you. Name one good. Who do you like? Damn it, I can't think of anyone. Because I can think of good Bailey matches. All right, never mind. Look, man, that was a different era. It was a different era, different time. Anyway, Chris Statlander should win this title, but what do you do with Mercedes? That's the question.
Put her on the shelf for a bit.
Let her take a nice long break.
Yep. Give her the Sheeta schedule.
Hey Wardlow, where you at? We got another. Tony keeps all those people on an island or something like that locked up. Like, all right, guys, it's your turn. Wardlow, come back. Rusev, come on back. He sips them over to the island. That's what happens. These guys cycle in and out. Where's Tony Storm? She hasn't been on TV in months. It feels like. All right, AEW TNT Championship. Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia. I had no idea this match was happening. I'm happy it's happening. Do we see another title change? And do we see Daniel Garcia beat Jack Perry?
I think we should.
Yeah.
And we definitely should because we've been wanting serious Daniel Garcia forever. Give him a title and let him be serious. And let's showcase what he can do. He's now so far removed from Jericho. This is his chance. This is like probably the last chance for him at AEW as far as any fans maybe giving him a chance. And I don't even think that's guaranteed at this point. But I think a good title run could do it.
I think so too. I'm in for it, man. You got any thoughts on Jack Perry, Clutch? I know you're a big fan.
I mean, he got his CM Punk rub. It's over. Now get that shit away from him. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, sorry. Another one. Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Already, Swerve can't afford a loss. Bobby can't afford a loss. This one is going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be the best story on the card. I think we see someone join the Hurt Syndicate, and that's how Swerve loses. I think that's what's going to happen. But who joins this? Is it a new person, a fresh person, a new debut, or is it going to be someone already on the card, or on the roster? That's the question, Chris.
What would make more sense is pick out somebody that's already on the roster because he's been handing out his business cards to so many people.
Mm-hmm.
but this is Tony Khan, so this is the debut spot of the pay-per-view or the big return spot, whichever it ends up being, because he's got to have one of those for every pay-per-view. This is that spot.
I wonder, like, I'm trying to think of someone that's so insignificant that it wouldn't matter, that we wouldn't recognize. What's his face? What's that guy's name? The announcer? Can't think of his name right now. He's terrible. Excalibur. Oh my God, that's so and so from Hog Wrestling. I need to hear that. Oh, that's Candy Crush from PWA.
Oh, I got a good one.
Who?
Cheeseburger. He decides after his beatdown he got on Wednesday night, he decides to join forces. It was kind of like, the Combat Club where they beat each other up and that was your way in.
Oh,
well, Lashley just beat up Cheeseburger on Wednesday night, so he bring him back. Listen, he was super over. He was the most over part of Dynamite in probably the last month. So he gets to come back.
I'm only laughing because it's funny because you watch that Kyle O'Reilly promo with Adam Cole. Crickets. That was embarrassing. Oh my God. Can you imagine watching a promo on WWE and just the crowd even during the women's stuff, people are chanting stuff. Crickets, Clutch. Kyle O'Reilly is just talking to nobody. That's what it feels like.
I remember when it used to be that way for Carmella for the longest time.
Yeah, that's back in the day, though. I'm talking about
it was. They're not now. I mean, everything's going good now that Triple H is in charge. But I remember that she would come out and I'd almost feel bad. I'm like, she's getting no reaction. She's not even getting booed. Like, absolute crickets.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's always the worst. You need to make people feel something, and to make them feel nothing is the absolute worst.
So they're still trying to make Kyle O'Reilly a thing?
He's just kind of there.
Because they did it in NXT and it failed miserably. So
it's weird because he came out 2 weeks ago and saved Cole and Roddy saved him, and then wouldn't shake their hand, just walked away, like was mad at him, just walked away, and then like whatever, dude, whatever, bro. And then this week he comes out and confronts him, was like, "You're my best friend, man. I'll take a bullet for you." Like, wait, last week you just told him to fuck off, like in front of like 600,000 people. You told him to F off. Yeah. But now I'll take a bullet for you. It went from 0 to 100 real quick. Chris, am I wrong? Am I exaggerating this?
No, you're not. It's all over the place.
Damn, Tony Khan destroyed my beautiful Undisputed Era.
Pretty much.
God damn.
They're dead. Anyway, I miss AEW. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a grudge match, screwdriver in the head match, probably. We'll see the screwdriver in play. I think Fletcher has to win, right?
I don't know. It depends on where they want to go with this. I definitely think this will be probably the most entertaining match on the card from a pure wrestling standpoint, just because these guys know each other so well.
If I didn't see it on Dynamite last night, I would think I'd be super excited for this, but I already saw it last night when they did everything last night. They did a Spanish fly off the top rope. They did a super kick into a pile driver they did it last night. So what else is there to see? I already saw it.
They did give away a lot last night on Dynamite. They should have kept it much smaller. Just a sneak preview. They gave away too much.
They did everything last night. Like, yeah. I don't need to watch the match anymore because I saw them literally do like a clothesline into a pile driver, into a superplex, into a goddamn Spanish fly, all back to back to back, Clutch. I can't make this up. The matches, the moves probably weren't right, but they did 7 devastating moves all back to back to back. It was awesome.
And they were running off adrenaline through all of them, right?
I guess so. I mean,
yeah, hit with the Spanish fly pop up.
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible, Clutch, but what does it mean? Anyway, I think Kyle Fletcher wins. In the very last match, thankfully, unless they add more.
They will add more.
The takeover of Jon Moxley continues. He's taken over everywhere. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. and for the AEW World Championship, Chris, even you, the biggest mark of AEW. I know you're wearing his colors tonight. You're wearing black for Orange Cassidy. I know you're into it. Is he gonna win? Is he gonna save AEW, Chris?
No. That would be too quick for this storyline. I feel like they're gonna run with this for a little while. Plus, isn't it supposed to be the Young Bucks that come back and save everything? No, they need to keep it going. They need to build off of it. Listen, this is one thing that we're actually building a little bit. I don't want to see them abandon ship on it. I don't know that if I want Orange Cassidy as the champion right now, because then I'd be worried. I'd be worried that it would go back to his what was it, the international whatever title. And they last night, did you watch the end of the show? Did you catch the end of the show?
Where he was kicking him?
I was like, I thought he was moving on from that. Remember last week? I was like, okay, it looks like he's being a little more serious, whatever. And they put his hands in his pockets for him, tape him up so he can't defend himself. The only thing he can do is his little Orange Cassidy kicks. And I'm like,
you took a serious moment.
Yep. And made it goofy.
You took a serious you took a serious moment and went no yeet. And I'm like, fuck. Did it again, man. Did it again. Because it was actually going into a good segment where he was getting his beat down and all that. And then he did the kicks. So I'm like, is this a cartoon show?
Yeah.
Or is this how am I supposed to take this man serious?
They're not. Not now.
Here, I'm gonna do an impression of Orange Cassidy. You guys ready? If he wins the title. And your new champion, AEW World Champion Orange Cassidy. He grabs the belt. Falls. Because the goddamn belt probably weighs more than him. It'd be ridiculous to have that giant belt around that little 140-pound man's waist. That's all I'm saying.
But he had the international title.
That title is very small compared to the AEW. That thing's gaudy, dude. Have you ever actually seen it?
The AEW title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it live in person. When it was handed out for the
first
time,
one.
I was there.
One. Yeah, that was stolen. So you didn't that one doesn't exist anymore. Clutch, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. You've been quiet for a while. You watching the Heat over there?
Watching what?
The Heat? I don't blame you if you are watching the Heat.
The Heat are off for 5 days, so I'm struggling.
Oh, really? Why are they off? What's going on? Is there like a break?
I don't know. The schedule just sucks because everybody else is playing.
Yeah, well, are you guys on Blue Sky yet? Blue Sky? Are we Blue Skyers?
No.
I don't even understand what it was, but it's I don't know.
It's Twitter, but for nice people. And Blue Sky is great. So you guys should go over to Blue Sky. I'm actually kind of active over there. So Blue Sky, Josh Kimmel, US. You guys can go see these guys on Twitter still, I guess. I pop in there once in a while. I see some, I get a bot likes my post. I get an invite from some porn lady. And then someone's going to win me $1 million on their bets. It's great. I get the whole thing. That's Twitter in a
whole experience.
Yeah. So make sure you follow us over there. Twitter, RTW Chris, at Miami Clutch. Miami Clutch, who are the Dolphins playing this week? I am totally at loss. Who are they playing?
New England Patriots.
Oh, yes. We just talked about Hunter Henry and how he's going to eat up the Dolphins. Man, I hope he does not, but I hope he does because I'm starting Hunter Henry in my main league, so good for him. Go Hunter Henry. And I'm a big Drake May fan. Would you say this, Clutch? I know this is football talk. Is Drake May possibly the best quarterback in this draft class?
Possibly, because yes. I don't know. I don't like how Caleb Williams has looked. So,
and Jade Daniels, he looked good at first, but now they're getting some tape on him, and he's not looking as good. But I still like him. Bo Nix is good. I like him up there too. This is a great class. I think all four guys are great.
Yeah, actually, Bo Nix, as of right now, I think Bo Nix might be the guy from like the group. Jaden Daniels, I mean, he's been beating up on like bad teams too to get to where the record has. So we'll see. And
we haven't even seen Penix yet. Penix.
Yep. Or McCarthy.
Or JJ McCarthy. So we have two busts waiting on them. I don't think they're all going to bust. I think this is a very good class.
Yep.
I'm excited to see Drake May against the Dolphins. Please, do you want the Dolphins to win out?
Yeah, man. I'm always going to go for like a playoff run, no matter what. I'm a Heat fan. I'm like trained to be like this.
Okay, got it. Chris, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they play the New York Giants. I need Mike Evans to show up this week. So, guys, we're going to get on out of here. Chris, do you want the Buccaneers to win out?
Yeah, because they could still make the playoffs. I think they're a much better team than their record.
You're one of them. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. How many is that, Chris? How many is that?
We hit 8 tonight. This is a new high score.